Hey everyone, my name is Suresh. In this series of tutorials, we have been learning the basics of Vagrant. Today, in this video, we are going to learn about public network in Vagrant. Uh, so, we have already seen port forwarding and private networks. Let me recap some of the concepts which we have learned so far. Why do we need networking? Because we would like to access the virtual machine from outside. That's where we started learning about networking. In networking, we have learned port forwarding. Port forwarding is nothing but forwarding the host machine's port to the virtual machine host, so that you can access the virtual machine from your local area network. That in this port forwarding, what happens? You are just forwarding a port, so the IP address would be same for host machine as well as your virtual machine. Then we have learned about private network. The private network, you would have different IP for or IP range for your virtual machines, but only the host machine can access your virtual machine. No other machines connected to the local area network can access your machine. Today we are going to see the public network. In this public network concept, your virtual machine will have its own IP address. Your machine can be accessed in your local area network by any machine. Let's see how we can put our virtual machine in the public network. When I say public network, it's a network which is public to my local area network. Okay, which is public to my LAN, not outside. So only the machines who all are connected to my LAN would be able to access this virtual machine, right? Okay, so before making the changes in my configuration file, I'll get out of this virtual machine and I go to the corresponding configuration file. Let me comment out this configuration. Then I just add this line. So this line says that the virtual machine's network option is going to be public underscore network. So make this virtual machine public, right? That's what it says. Then I go here, then I'm trying to reload my Vagrant. That's going to pick up the new configurations, then try to create a virtual machine and assign public IP to it. So this public IP, so it would ask something like this, right? Which interface you want to connect your network to. In my case, I'm going to choose the Wi-Fi because that's how the machine is connected, so that I can access the virtual machine or the Wi-Fi. Let me choose one. So the IP address, yeah, when I say IP address, the public IP address, that IP address is going to be in the range of my local area networks IP address, right? That's going to be like, we have already seen it's 192.168.8 dot star. So it's going to pick up one of those IPs. And I have set up a IP range, from 100 to 200. So if we try to connect any machine to my local area network, it's going to allocate the DHCP is going to allocate IP which is between 120. I mean 192.168.8.100 and 192.168.8.200. Okay, let's see. Let's get into this machine and check the network settings. And you can see it over here. Clearly it has assigned 108 IP for this virtual machine. So now this virtual machine is accessible anywhere in my local area network. Let me show you the demo. 192.168.8.108. See, I get 200. I have seen that our virtual machine is accessible from my host machine. Let me go to my browser and try to hit the same IP address to see whether I can access it from my browser. you can see that I'm able to access the page which is being served by the virtual machine. And now still I'm in my host machine, right? I told you that any machine that are connected to my local area network would also be able to access this page, or this virtual machine. To show that I have already connected my mobile device to this network over Wi-Fi. Mm, Let me go to my mobile, type in the IP address. Now you can see that this mobile is but this I'm able to access this virtual machine from my mobile device, mm, that is connected to this local area network. The advantage of this is that you don't need to expose your host machine's IP address to anyone. You can assign a separate IP to your virtual machine that can be shared among your peers. You might want to assign a static IP to your virtual machine instead of leaving it to DHCP to assign an IP for you. How to do that? It's also very simple. So you go to your settings, type in IP. So the IP range, as I said, it should be in the range of your local area network's IP. So let me choose something, maybe 140. Now I go here and I reload it, and it's going to ask me which interface I would like to choose. You can actually add that also in your configuration, so that every time when you reload or run this virtual machine, you don't need to enter this. So there are a bunch of configurations. So you can refer the document, the official site, and get to know about all of those. I'm not going through everything. I'm just covering the basic things so that you can just get it up and running. Yeah. So let's get into this machine and check the IP address. And you can see it over here. Clearly it is the IP address which I try to assign. So it's going to be static. So every time you spin up this virtual machine, it's going to pick up this IP address. And is it accessible from outside? Yes, it should be. Let's see that as well. Say it's same. So this is how we set up a public network in Vagrant. um, there are a lot of other things, advanced concepts in Vagrant that I believe you would be able to pick up from the site, the official site, because I have covered most of the basics in this series of tutorials. Mm, I think this is going to be the last video for this Vagrant tutorials. Um, Thank you so much for watching this series of video tutorials. I believe you have learned something about Vagrant from my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again with another topic. Thank you so much again.